Welcome to the channel. It's your host NGE, and we back with another video. And in this video we have a female dating coach who uses a mix of paganism and pseudopsychology to explain why we say she's not yours, it's just your turn. Now, to be fair, she makes some decent points, but she loses me with all the card reading stuff. Fellas, beware of women that practice paganism. Do not ignore that red flag if you value what peace of mind you have. Refer to part 1 and part 2 of why your girl is secretly your enemy to get a better understanding of what these women will do to men in relationships. But without further ado, let's get into it.
To me and say, he's not yours, it's just your turn. Just as easily as somebody can turn to you, especially in the manosphere space online, and say, she's not yours, it's just your turn. But what does this mean, this phrase? She's not yours, it's just your turn.
What it means is women initiate 70 to 90% of all breakups and divorce, and that's a statistical fact. We live in a society that incentivizes the pursuit of one's own happiness, and after 10,000 years, men still haven't figured out a way to keep women happy. So unless you figure that out, there's only a 10 to 30% chance that your girl won't up and chunk the deuces at you one day.
There's something about that plays into our fears so well within the mind. Fear card coming through. There's something about that the mind just wants to cling to it for that sense of safety, for that sense of confidence. I don't have to get hurt, right? If I don't try at all. I don't have to ever fail if I don't even try. I don't have to stay with somebody. I don't have to find love if she can never be fully mine.
That's because most men know that women's version of love mirrors that of a psychopath's attachment to whomever they may consider a friend. Love is a conscious choice to remain duty-bound indefinitely. Women, children, and pets are far more likely to receive that, not men. A psychopath will only befriend someone they gain a large benefit from or someone they find lustfully appealing. High-value men attract women with sociopathic tendencies, and the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath is more of a brain dysfunction, and a sociopath is more of a learned behavior. Even high-value men with looks, money, and status like Tyrese will still find themselves getting destroyed by sociopathic women like Samantha Lee. Which is why I always say, get your girl while you broke, because at least you know it ain't the dough.
If she can never be fully my turn for life, well, she's not mine. It's just my turn anyways. So what's the point? What's the point of going out there and creating a space of loving connection with somebody? What's the freaking point? Especially if it's only temporary with that implication there. There's something safe to not trying at all, right? But there's something more nuanced going on. And on this channel, that's mainly what I'm going to be doing, is opening your mind to the nuance, because it's not as simple as you don't try, so you don't have to fail. But when you're doing this healing work, then you have to sort of reprimand yourself and feel guilty about never trying. You don't have to feel guilty about never trying. It's not your fault that you lose your strength card coming through, within social situations, within bonding with people. That's not your fault.
Men are deductive problem solvers, and investing in liabilities that have a 70 to 90% chance of not becoming an asset makes that man risk adverse. Risk adverse men will study every analytical, statistical piece of data and information before investing in something that they're interested in. So when that data proves that the Western modern woman is categorically the worst woman in human history, only risky men with a tendency to gamble are the ones still willing to invest in these women despite the data.
We live in a very disconnected society. You know, we live in a capitalistic society. I've self-isolated so much throughout my life because I spent a lot of time placing my value and my sense of reality trying to look like somebody different than myself, trying to be somebody that I'm not, all because I was ashamed. So, you know, if I'm trying to heal and I have to come to terms with the ways in which I socially isolated and never put myself out there and never tried to date, if I'm trying to heal and I have to look back at myself and reprimand myself and say, hey, you isolating yourself in your room because of your body insecurities, that's your fault. There's no good reason that you're self-isolating right now. It's just because you don't love yourself enough. Is that what I'm trying to say? Or is there something more nuanced to what is going on? Is there something about your pain that's being protected when you say things like, she's not yours, it's just your turn?
Sweetheart, your reality and men's realities are totally different. You self-isolating and choosing to be single is as permanent or as temporary as you want it to be. We live in a male loneliness epidemic where men are Control-Alt-deleting themselves on a daily basis. But baby girl, the moment you decide you want to have connections again, you'll get it. It may not be everything you want, but you'll damn sure get it. When men start dating, they start losing money, they start losing focus, they start losing peace of mind, and ultimately end up feeling much worse for having even tried.
Is there something about the sacrifice of having to connect with somebody that is just not worth giving up? It's just not worth trying? It's just not worth moving forward? It's not worth taking that leap of faith? But hey, it's because there's something about that that's protecting you. It's not that we live in a world full of broken, bad people. It's that we live in a world full of people, and human beings are utterly flawed. And sometimes they are going to hurt you.
70 to 90% is not sometimes, that's damn near all the time. It's not just people being flawed that just happen to hurt you. It's a culture in a society that profits off of broken relationships. It's no mistake that all these courts earn billions of dollars every year profiting off of dysfunctional women. And I say it's the women because the records from the courts prove that it's primarily the women. Men say things like it's cheaper to keep her, happy life, happy wife. But what do women say? I'll wait. Matter of fact, no, I won't, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
But that does not mean that you deliberately hurt yourself by isolating yourself. You didn't mean to do that. You were merely just protecting yourself. This language that we preach in the manosphere all day long. All women are like that. This, that, and the third. There's something about this that's deeply protecting us.
Stop saying us. You not like us.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
That's deeply protecting you. Justice card coming through. You have to have a sense of compassion for yourself, for, in a sense, feeling like you betrayed yourself, because that's the hardest part to overcome. But if only you could see how much you were up against since you were a child, you could have that compassion and you could have that empathy, but it's hard. This isn't just as easy as love yourself, okay? It's not. It takes patience. It takes time to overcome these fears of self-sacrifice, to overcome these fears of vulnerability, and to connect with somebody in a society that's so disconnected from each other. That takes real freaking courage and consistency. And many of us are distracted right now online. We don't know how to reintegrate ourselves in a world in which that's so hurt and so disconnected, because we're not the only ones.
But that's pretty much all she has to say, man. Fellas, if y'all want to purchase the tarot card therapy sessions from this woman, I will leave a link to her channel below. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the damn video. Be sure to click here to see what would happen if women actually thought like a man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'ma holla at y'all next time.